Hi there, it's Lori and it's Stitch Sunday. I want to show another chainless that I bet you wouldn't have thought of doing as chainless. Now this is not a stitch I've ever used before, but I've heard of it. It's the crunch stitch. And so first thing I'm going to do is my slip knot. So cross. I'd cross it twice. It's really not necessary. And then pull it down and then make my slip knot. Now, I am using a very large hook, but that is so you can see what's going on here. So we've got our slip knot. We're going to yarn over and pull through. Now notice I'm pinching there because it's easier for me. Okay, so that's not going to count as a stitch. I'm going to go into that chain. So I only chained one. Oop. See, I let it collapse a little bit. Okay, I'm going to grab it. Okay. Go into that chain one. And the first stitch we're going to do is a slip stitch. So normally, I would yarn over and pull through, right? But I'm going to pull up. I'm just going to pull up there. Now, that is not a stitch. Well, I need to make my chain, right? So I'm going to pull through. But a slip stitch, I'm going to pull through there. But notice I'm going to pinch this, and I'm going to grab that. Now, again, this is an extraordinarily huge hook for the size yarn I've got. This is a DK yarn, a 3-weight, light 3. So that was the slip stitch and a chain. So what we're going to do next is a yarn over, because we're going to do a half double crochet. So I need to go in that one that I pinched, that's my chain, yarn over and drop a loop. Then I'm going to yarn over, pull through one, that creates a chain. I'm going to grab that stitch, and I'm trying to grab these two because it does make it easier for me to get in the chain part. I pulled through one. Now I'm going to yarn over and pull through all three. That's my half double. The next stitch, I'm going to go in underneath those two loops, yarn over, pull through. Now, even though I'm technically pulling through both here, I'm going to pull through one to make my chain. I'm going to pinch that. I'm going to pinch that so I've got a hold of it. Make the space I need, and then I'm going to pull through, and then that's a slip stitch. Then the next stitch is a half double crochet, so I'm going to yarn over, go in between there, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through one, and yarn over and pull through all three, and pinch the one. It's easier on a half double crochet to get in that chain. So we're going to go in. As you know, getting into slip stitches can be tough. But that's another reason I did a really big hook. So I yarn over and pull through, and again, if this was a normal row, I would just pull through. But I'm going to yarn over. Oh, wait, did I already do that? Yeah, no. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through one. That's my chain. And then I'm going to pull that through, and that's my slip stitch. Now this, again, because I'm using a huge hook, this is an 8mm hook with a 3-weight yarn. That is not what you would normally do, but it's just so you can see what's happening here. And you do want to make sure you don't want your stitches too tight, or you're not going to be able to get in there. So half double, so I got to yarn over, go through, go underneath, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through one, that makes my chain, pinch that, yarn over, pull through all three. Again, the slip stitch you can do on this chainless foundation, even though we're creating the chain. I think chainless is still the right name for it. So we're going to go under those two, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first one and pinch, so I hold that chain, and then pull through, because that's the slip stitch part. And then yarn over and in the stitch, yarn over, pull through one, grab that stitch, yarn over, pull through all three. Then again, This one's not as hard. Go through. It's the next one you have to make sure you pinch. And then yarn over, pull through one, make that chain. And we're not going to yarn over again. We're just going to pull through, and that's a slip stitch. But we made the chain there. Yarn over, go in. The one I saw, that I watched several tutorials to see if there were different versions of this. This is the only version I found, which is slip stitch and half double crochet. The only change I saw is sometimes they ended with a half double, sometimes they ended with a slip stitch. The one that I think looked more traditional was ended with a slip stitch, so that's what I'm going to do. So I've got a yarn over, go through one. That's my chain. I pinch it and I pull it so I get that space. Yarn over, pull through all three. Okay, and then no yarn over, just straight in. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through one, that's my chain, pinch it, and then just keep pulling through. That's my slip stitch. And we'll just stop there so we can see that. Now, does that look like a normal crunch stitch? No, because I'm using this huge hook. But I wanted to show you, you can do a chainless slip stitch. And this crunch stitch, like I said, was new to me. I've heard of it. I have not tried it, so I thought I'd give it a shot. And I knew, sorry about the out of focus. I'll have to watch that video and see if I need to redo this. Anyway, that's super stretchy. Why? Because huge hook, skinny yarn. So that is the chainless foundation crunch stitch. Again, you can do a chainless slip stitch. It's just make sure you pinch when you pull through that first one, and pinch and hold it before you pull it through for the slip stitch. Otherwise, that's going to collapse down, and it's going to be hard to get into. Like a slip stitch is already hard to get into, so most of the time, right? But using that huge hook, man, it's that stretchy, right? Anyway, that is my stitch, and I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this does not look like a traditional crunch, and it doesn't look like a traditional crunch because I had such a huge hook. But I figured for tutorial reasons we needed to make it as clear as possible. All right. Thanks for coming in. Can I get an amen?